In a pastoral letter, actually published by the Zimbabwe Council of Churches, Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa has been warned that the Constitution of Zimbabwe allows the people of Zimbabwe to protest. Specifically, to be precisely, he has been told that Section 68 to 61 guarantees Zimbabweans the right to protest and petition the government, and they have asked him to respect that right, while at the same time urging the people of Zimbabwe to protest peacefully. If you look at the attitude of the government, anything that is called protest, they automatically render it as protests that are not peaceful. Something that is based on nothing but the thoughts of the government, the understanding that the people of Zimbabwe are angry and they have failed the nation. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So, in a statement that is dated 27 July 2026, the Zimbabwe Council of Churches have issued a pastoral letter to the nation, a call to constitutional fidelity, peace, and national cohesion. It says, speak out, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and needy. That is Proverbs 31, verses 9. And it has paragraphs. The first says, grace and peace. It says, to the people of Zimbabwe, young and old, male and female, without distinction and discrimination, as created in the image of God and bound together by a common national destiny. Grace, mercy, and peace be with you. The Zimbabwe Council of Churches, after prayerful reflection on the state of our nation and in fulfillment of the church's pastoral and prophetic mandate, addresses the nation following the enactment of the Constitution of Zimbabwe Amendment Act number 3 of 2026, known as CAA 3. We speak to you in a priestly responsibility, neither in hostility nor in partisan interest, but out of love for our beloved country, Zimbabwe, and being concerned about the integrity of our constitutional democracy, the peace of our community, and the welfare of present and future generations. A nation at a constitutional crossroads. That is what the Zimbabwe Council of Churches have said. We observe that the signing of Constitutional Amendment Act number 3 into law on 7 July 2026 has not brought the contestation of the same into finality. Instead, CAA 3 has deepened national polarization and generated serious constitutional, political, and moral contestation. A host of court applications have been filed by citizens and organizations challenging the validity of the Act, while other citizens have expressed an intention to exercise their constitutional right to demonstrate. Having followed the issues of contestation around CAA 3, this moment calls for sober leadership. We believe that constitutional questions of such magnitude should not be treated as contents in which one political side must triumph over another, because the national constitution is a sacred covenant. All issues of contestation concern the social covenant by which all Zimbabweans agreed to live together. When the constitution becomes a source of deep division, every responsible leader must seek a path that restores public trust, protects peace, and honors the sovereignty of the people. Our call for a national referendum remains. Throughout the Constitution Amendment Bill number 3, CAP 3 processes. The ZCC consistently maintained that amendments affecting presidential and parliamentary terms, the manner in which the president is chosen, and the safeguards relating to term limits and term extension should have been subjected to a national referendum in accordance with the letter and spirit of the Constitution, particularly Section 328. In our analysis, the enactment of CAA 3 does not extinguish the grave constitutional concerns raised by church, legal experts, and many citizens. Our position, therefore, remains unchanged. The people of Zimbabwe should be given the opportunity to directly express their will through a free, fair, transparent, and credible national referendum. In our submission to Parliament, we made it clear that constitutional amendments of this nature required a dedicated, independent commission mandated to undertake broad, meaningful consultations rooted in the will of the people, free from the conflict of interest that arises when the institutions and the people advancing the bill are its direct beneficiaries. You know, the church is not mincing its words. In pursuit for a common good that will silence all contestations, we respectfully call upon the government of Zimbabwe to choose a path of listening in order to maintain constitutional fidelity and national cohesion. It is not too late to pursue an inclusive constitutional and lawful process that gives the people a voice. A referendum would not be an act of weakness. It would be an expression of confidence in the people, a safeguard of legitimacy, and a means of reducing the division now threatening our common life. Respect for the courts and the rule of law. We recognize that several court applications challenging the legality of CAP 3 processes and enactment of CAA 3 are now before the courts without prejudging their merits. We call upon all parties to respect these judicial processes and urge the courts to discharge their constitutional mandate independently, impartially, and without fear, favor, or interference. Court processes must be respected, and no one or institution should threaten, intimidate, or vilify litigants, lawyers, judicial officers, or witnesses for lawfully participating in these proceedings. The rule of law is tested most severely when constitutional issues before the courts are politically sensitive. We are unwavering in our belief that Zimbabwe's peace and constitutional order depends upon institutions that serve the whole nation rather than sectional interest. Peaceful and lawful civic expression. We affirm constitutional rights of citizens to petition, assemble, demonstrate, and express their views peacefully as provided in the Constitution, Section 58 to 61. We appeal to all who choose to protest against CAA 3 to do so peacefully, responsible, and within the law. We emphasize that no protest should become platforms or occasions for violence, destruction of property, intimidation, hate speech, or harm to fellow citizens. At all material times, peaceful civic action must preserve human dignity and the common good. At the same time, we call upon the government, the police, and all security institutions to facilitate and protect the peaceful exercise of constitutional rights by citizens. Law enforcement responses must be lawful, necessary, proportionate, and restrained. There must be no arbitrary arrest, collective punishment, intimidation, or use of force. For the benefit of citizens, the duty to maintain public order must never be used to silence legitimate dissent. A call to dialogue and national healing. Zimbabwe does not need factional camps of winners and losers. We need honest national dialogue. This is what Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa has been told by the church. The church is saying the protest of the 31st of July 2026, they are peaceful. I mean, they're allowed by the Constitution of 2013, specifically sections 58 to 61. And as such, the Zimbabwe Republic Police and the security cluster in Zimbabwe, known for causing violence during protest, should actually stop at undertaking such actions to the people of Zimbabwe. That is what the church is respectfully calling the government of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. They have told him straight to the face that CAA3 is a national disaster. They have also further told him that it's not too late to actually revert to referendum. They have further told Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa that there is frustration in Zimbabwe. You should allow the citizens to ventilate their frustrations peacefully. And also they have called on the people of Zimbabwe that effective protest is not violence. I have continued to call people to say, no, get into the streets in your numbers until your demands. Don't destroy property because it belongs to you. The bridges, the roads belongs to you. They don't belong to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. Occupy the streets until this regime goes. Otherwise, it is shown beyond any reasonable doubt that it doesn't want to hearken or listen to people. It is not a people-centered regime. If there is anything, it is a terrorist organization. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and 7 stars. Is saying